Welcome to the Mundus Fractura Lore Guide. This week on Lore Guide, we will take a look at halflings. Halflings, or Bobbelbach, in the High Halfling language, are a generally mirthful, pleasant mammalian humanoid species. As their common tongue name would suggest, they are in every respect roughly half the proportions of a typical human. Before I proceed, it should be noted that, unlike other places in the cosmos, where convergent evolution resulted in what we would refer to as extraplanar halflings, on Mundus Fractura, Bobbelbach do not have the classic, large hairy feet. And though the species is fond of the feel of grass beneath their feet and mud between their toes, which admittedly results in somewhat calloused, tough feet, they do not sport the near-comical clown shoe feet of their off-world analogous cousins. With the exception of their size, halflings are remarkably biologically similar to humans in many respects, with few exceptions. The first and most notable being that they typically live longer than the average human, if for no other reason than their comparatively low-impact, leisurely lifestyle, with elderly members of the community regularly reaching ages in excess of 90 to 100 years. The second notable difference between humans and Bobbelbach comes in their rates of reproduction, though they do enjoy recreational intercourse of all types. In regards to procreation, the average halfling female only comes into estrus approximately once every 15 to 20 months. Further halflings can only seem to produce offspring with other halflings. Socially, halflings integrate well in nearly any surface-dwelling mixed-species societies, even those of the more truculent races such as orcs and ogres. On a societal level, it is unheard of to find them in either existing infras communities or as a wholly halfling settlement in the dark subterranean areas of the planet. They are a peoples in love with the green fields and the warmth of Stiana. As was noted back in our second lore guide on the species of Mundus, they share a special kinship with the satyr species, with the two peoples frequently forming integrated or closely connected communities. The scandalously curious among you are likely wondering about, let's call it, blended family units of Satyr and Bobbelbach. Though Mundus is a big place, and there are always exceptions, typically, the kinship between the two species is mutually one of deep platonic friendship and joie de vivre. From a camaraderie standpoint, the relationship could be compared to that of a young human child and a beloved dog enjoying a beautiful day playing together. It is said of both species that the only thing either truly works hard at is enjoying life. Though it is the opinion of most dwarves, elves, and humans that halflings are by far the more industrious of the two peoples. Regarding the source of the halflings as a species on Mundus, it is widely agreed that they originate in the region now known as Idemurk, that the cataclysm of the Third Era Atok spread halfling refugee survivors across the face of the planet in search of a new homeland. Though to this day, with the exception of a few very minor city-states, there are no known regions of the planet which are considered to be solely those of the Bobbelbach people. The scant records in the many archives of the planet show that the old halfling homeland was once known as Diffrin Deadweed, translated to mean the Happy Valley in the old tongue of the halfling. It was said to be a beautiful verdant land of rolling hills, lush forests, gardens, pastures, sweet water, and plenty. This idyllic picture stands as a model for nearly all modern halfling centers. They are a pleasant folk who grow beautiful gardens and strive to enrich the natural world. Bobbelbach settlements are widely thought of as different, yet on par in beauty to those of the elven people. It should be noted to our non-halfling listeners that should you have the opportunity to visit one of their beautiful cities, towns, or a halfling quarter in a mixed-species city. Brace yourself for the reduced pace of the Bobbelbach lifestyle. Shops, artisans, services, and amenities are all available. But there are frequent scheduled and unscheduled breaks, naps, snack, and smoke times. Family and friends are paramount, and you might find yourself waiting to pay a merchant you don't know while they take care of a known friend or customer, which will likely involve a very lengthy and unrelated discussion about the preceding night's game of cards or which chinchilla will win at the races later that day, which incidentally they will be closing for in 10 minutes to go and watch with their partner and children. If you want nothing more out of life than comfort, happiness, leisure, and beauty, then perhaps you have a little halfling in you. That is all for this time. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for future lore guides, and thank you for listening. Goodbye for now.